to do so. You must carry on the good fight. What good is your greatness if you don't stand on it? How can you hold on to who you really are inside if you let everything else tell you that you're not worthy? You got two options. You can give up or get up. This is your day. Get up and beat yourself from yesterday. What are you made of? What is your DNA? What is your mentality? What are the skill sets? Come on, start to write down the vision. I need you to rise and grind. Oh, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I said it all starts with your mindset. See, the true definition of mindset is the driving force in the quest for success and achievement. A mindset that combines discipline, strength, confidence, and ambition is a powerful mindset. Be faithful. Be productive. Put away the destructive mindset. Let the world know that you matter. Believe in every step that you take. I know you've got some doubt and you've got some uncertainty and you hate the image that you see in the mirror and you hate the way your money looks and your relationships look and people that you've given your all to keep walking out on you. I know you feel stuck in reverse. I know you feel like you're underpaid and undervalued.
Happy Thursday, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. I figure I'll let y'all get a little bit of my morning motivation that I be having going on. Get me pumped ready for the day. We got a short day today, clearly, because I started at 6:30, right? I'm adjusting more things in my schedule in the morning, try to get it under control and be nice and sharp and concise, because once my day begins to get away from me, it gets away from me. So I'm really trying to nip that in the bud like right now, right? So it's going to become more like we're going to have to start in the cutoff times, and we ain't going to linger on during the week. The weekend, we'll get a little bit more leeway, but I'm going to still have a cutoff, a certain cutoff period, right? Because we got to get the day going, right? I would love to hang out with everybody all day long, every day, but I have other things I must attend to. Otherwise, I make no progress. All right, beautiful people. It is Thursday, July the 13th, 2023. Day 75 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets, and of the 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1,455. 1 second. I need coconut water. Took a regular sip of water. As soon as I started talking, my mouth just felt like I had cotton mouth. Best coconut water ever. And it has an expiration date. It almost tastes like the fresh young coconut. Taja. Taja. All right, y'all. We're gonna pick back up here in the secret Nazarite scroll, officially called the Holy Megillah, on page 517. I'm sorry, page 476, verse 517. And we're gonna read a few more of these stories or parables that we haven't heard before. Some may, most here in the Western world have not. They have a set few that they give us that Jesus didn't say it, and that's it. Go ahead and build your life on that. But I love this because it gives a little bit more detail, more insight, and it's just good all the way around of developing yourself wholly. See who we got here hanging out with us today. Family. Ray. Hey, girl. Hey. Hi. Eternal learner. Happy day all. Kings and Queens Coaching Group, shalom. Elijah, peace and blessings. Avia, greetings, my beloved family. Drace and Righteous, shalom, shalom. Tabitha, Keon Cooper is her son's account. Greetings to all my wonderful beloveds. Mom, hey girl, hey. Just me, blessings upon blessings to all creators creation. Derek, shalom, shalom. Nazarene the Saint, Grand Rising, Creator Gang Gang, Family Lamb, and y'all. And everybody else hanging out in the background today. Happy Thursday. All right, y'all, let's get started straight away here. All right. Page 470. Wait a minute. Father, we thank you for the magic found in the choice of choosing to change, right? When you become consistent, do things on a daily basis, there's a certain type of magic that you're endowed with. It's called consistency. And consistency brings change. Consistency brings permanent change, right? Okay. A story told by Yahshua. The story of the pilgrimage to the sacred river. Yahshua sat on a log beside a road outside of Benares. Two Hindu pilgrims, taking a rest from their walk, sat beside him to eat their lunch. The two were on a holy pilgrimage to a sacred river held in high esteem by their sect. As they chatted with Yahshua, the two complained bitterly about a third companion who had abandoned the walk. Lo, the three had agreed to walk the long distance from their village to the sacred river to perform a purification ritual. After 2 days of the 7-day walk to the river, the three pilgrims had come upon a sick man. The sick man had collapsed by the side of the road and had a fever. One of the three pilgrims had given up the pilgrimage to the sacred river in order to care for the sick stranger. Now, the two pilgrims who had continued the journey sat beside Yahshua, complaining of the bad behavior of their former companion. One of the two said, "The two of us will be rewarded by God for keeping our vow. Our former companion will be punished by God." Let me just highlight this because I kind of see where this is going, right? These two that made it to the feet of Jesus is the ones that is we'll call them self-righteous and more holier than thou. Let me go back. Because at first when I started reading this, I'm like, all right, who was this third vagabond? Let me go back. Okay. Verse 521. Lo, the three had agreed to walk the long distance from their village to the sacred river to perform a purification ritual. After 2 days of the 7-day walk to the river, the three pilgrims had come upon a sick man. The sick man had collapsed by the side of the road and had a fever. One of the three pilgrims had given up the pilgrimage to the sacred river in order to care for the sick stranger. Now, the two pilgrims who had continued the journey sat beside Yahshua, complaining of the bad behavior of their former companion. One of the two said, "The two of us will be rewarded by God for keeping our vow. Our former companion will be punished by God." The other of the two added, "Truly, God hates a vow breaker." And behold, Krishna Das, the founder of our sect, 2 centuries ago established this purification ritual. Yahshua told the two pilgrims the following story. He said, "Once upon a time, a saint, the founder of your sect, was on his way to perform this very same purification ritual. But on his journey to the river, he came upon an injured dog. Lo, the dog had deep wounds, and Krishna Das had not enough water to properly wash and purify the wounds. He knew that if he did not cleanse the festering wounds, the dog would die. Already an infection had set in, and so he carried the dog to the nearest watering hole or well that the saint had passed along the way. Having carried the dog back down the path to the well, behold, Krishna Das discovered that the rope and bucket had been stolen. Krishna Das took his turban, a turban like the two of you now wear in his honor, and unraveled it. He wound the turban cloth into a rope. Then he made a basket from twigs, reeds, and large leaves. He attached his rope to the basket and, holding one end of the rope, dropped the basket into the well. It had been a good idea, but behold, the rope was not long enough to reach the water. Krishna Das, knowing the great need of the dog, did not give up. He stripped off his white robe, a robe like two of you now wear in his honor, twisted it, and added it to the length of his rope. But even then, the rope was not quite long enough to reach the water. And so he took his last possession, his prayer beads, and took them and added them to the rope. Success. At last, the rope was long enough to reach the water. Krishna Das used the water to cleanse the wounds of the dog, but he was still concerned about infection and thus resolved to find some healing herb with which to dress the wound. Knowing that it would cause him to miss the appointed time to perform the river ritual, for this ritual was to be performed on a particular day, he carried the dog many miles back down the road, for lo, he remembered seeing a patch of healing herb growing there. He treated the wound of the dog with the herb. Then behold, Krishna Das stayed 3 days to nurse the dog through the healing crisis. By then, he knew he had missed the purification ritual at the sacred river. By the 4th day, the dog was much better. That night, Krishna Das had a true dream, a vision, excuse me, a vision of the living God. God told him, Krishna Das, better than 1,000 pilgrimages to sacred rivers is a single act of kindness. Then behold, the Lord Krishna, the God whom Krishna Das served, baptized him in the river of light. Boy, that was a good story. See, a lot of times we're so anxious and so, I'll say, consistent in keeping our appointed rituals and holy days and things that we completely miss the lesson of what those prompts are teaching us to do, right? We're taught to follow the rituals and the holy days and different pilgrimages and different things in order to teach you proper worship, but we forget they're only props for a certain time. Once we've developed that skill or consistency on the inside of us, we no longer have need of these, right? Anything after that is just doing I say it's a waste of time for you, right? Children who have grown to sit at a table no longer need to sit in a supported chair like a high chair or a car seat. You get what I'm saying? That's what the props are for. That's what the rites and ceremonies are for. A lot of us forget that. And a lot of religious factions still cling to the props and to the training aids. And they literally stunt themselves from growing and developing wholly, right? This was so good. So them going down there to perform the ritual. Oh, nope. It's Passover time. Can't do that. Nope. I got to go perform this ritual. It's set this day. Nope. It's the Sabbath. This day we got to do it here. And you completely shut everybody else out. The whole purpose of your growth is not just to grow you, but to be a light around those who are treading along the same path that you do, right? Iron sharpens iron, right? That's why we're created in communities and families. We help lift, raise one another up. But in our search and our quest for holiness, we forget about our brethren, right? Which then defeats the whole purpose of what we're doing. And then we just become religious fanatics, right? Gotta be careful. By the 4th day, the dog was much better. That night, Krishna Das had a true dream, a vision of the living God. God told him, Krishna Das, better than 1,000 pilgrimages to sacred rivers is a single act of kindness. Then behold, the Lord Krishna, the God whom Krishna Das served, baptized him in the river of light. What a wonderful parable. Dani, shalom, shalom. Luke 10:31-34. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, passed by on the other side. We know that priest was heading, it was probably the Sabbath, it was his time to work in the temple. I know you dying on the side of the street. I'm a priest, I'm fully able to help you. I got to go, I got a schedule to keep. Thank you for that, Donnie. Thank you. Perfect example. Page 4. Oh, wait, I forgot a footnote here. Last verse after Krishna Das, D-A-S, is reference number 6. And 6 at the bottom says, the name Krishna Das means servant of Krishna. Okay. The next story, a story told by Yahshua, different upbringings. Yahshua sat beneath a tree near a marketplace. A group of teens sat around him as he played lively music on a wooden flute. After the song, a crowd of market goers walked past the tree where Yahshua and the teens sat. One of the market goers screamed obscenities at her small child while walking past Yahshua and the teens. Then came a woman who, while walking past Yahshua and the teens, joyfully taught her small child about the beauties of nature. After the crowd passed, Yahshua told the following story to the teens beneath the tree. He said, "Behold, in the sacred forest is a beautiful parrot." I'm sorry, I messed it up. He said, "Behold, in a sacred forest, a beautiful parrot was the proud mother of two younglings. But lo, while still tiny, the two younglings were stolen from the nest by a hunter. The mother parrot had left her nest unattended to go in search of food. It was then that the hunter snatched the baby parrots. After some days, one of the baby parrots escaped from the hunter. Even so, he was too far from home to find his mother. As it happened, he was found by a holy woman. Lo, she raised that baby parrot as she would raise her own child. Yea, the parrot lived his life with her, hearing lovely words, seeing beautiful deeds. Remember that I said there are two baby parrots snatched from their nest by the hunter. You have now heard what happened to the fortunate one that escaped. As to the other parrot that did not escape, lo, he lived his life in a cage at the house of the hunter. In that house, he grew up hearing ugly words, seeing violent deeds. When each of the stolen parrots was 7 years of age, the following event occurred. Behold, the king of this land, traveling in the forest, was separated from his horse. For lo, the horse spooked. Having been scared by a snake, the king was thrown to the ground. Though unharmed by the fall, the king could not retrieve his horse. Wherefore the king walked to the nearest house, which happened to be the home of the hunter. As the king approached the home, he was greeted by the words of the parrot that had been raised by the hunter. The parrot, the one that had not escaped the hunter, still lived in the cage. The parrot, seeing the king approach, parroted the sort of words that he had been raised on. He squawked, "Beat and rob him, bind and cage him." The king, hearing those words coming from the home of the hunter, turned and ran the other direction, fleeing from the home of the hunter. After a few miles, the king came to another home in the forest, a cabin surrounded by flowers and a vegetable garden. This was the home of the holy woman who had found the parrot that had escaped the hunter. The parrot had happily lived with her for 7 years, ever since she befriended him upon his escape. Behold, though he was not caged and could leave if he wished, he willingly stayed. From his perch on the garden fence, the parrot saw the king approach. The parrot did what parrots do. He parroted the sort of words that he had been raised on. Oh my God. Listen. I gotta show my husband this. Okay, quick story. So me and my husband was laying in the bed the other night, right? And so I forget what was on some criminal show where it was showing different crimes and stuff or whatever, but it was like it was like some people calling in 911, right? So there was a call. There was this man that was working outside in his yard, and his neighbors kept hearing this woman scream, "Help me, help me, help me, please, somebody help me. He has me locked up. Help me." And but there was a camera. The man who was outside working, he was actually working on his car outside in his driveway. He actually had a camera, like maybe like a door camera or something, which he actually turned over or the police confiscated at some time, right? So he was out there working, and the man, the cries were loud, and the man just kept on working, but the cries were so loud that his next door neighbors heard it. And so they called the police after a few minutes and noticing that the man wasn't moving, like he wasn't even fazed by the screaming, right? Shortly thereafter, we see the cops pull up in front of this man's house, and they said, excuse me, we got a call that there were cries for help from a woman screaming for help. Please, he has me tied up. Somebody come help me, please. Right? And he said, 1 second, I'll show you. He just kind of smiled, without even getting flustered or frustrated, not even looking suspicious, right? Not even looking suspicious. So he said, 1 second, I'll show you where the screams are coming from. It's not what you think. So he goes inside his backyard. He was gone maybe like 1 minute. He comes back out with this beautiful parrot, on his hand, and he showed him to the cops. I believe it was a male and a female. Male and female officers. And so he stood out there and they started giggling and laughing, and and it's all right. Well, thank you. And then when he brought him out there, the parrot, he was still squawking at. So they realized that indeed was the voice. And the guy went over and met the neighbors and let them know about his noisy parrot, right? And so I'm just like, when it went off, me and my husband was laughing, then a thought hit me. I said, oh my God, babe, think about this. Plot twist. What if that man actually had some woman bound in his house down in the basement, and that parrot, every time he go down there and open the door or something, that parrot hears this woman screams, help me, please, he has me tied up. I said, major plot twist. That woman probably still in his basement, because who teaches a parrot to scream like that, right? Oh my God, this just reminded me. Oh my God, I wonder. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to Google this story now because we saw it on TV. Jamia, shalom, sis, peace. Dreadful Cosma, peace, love, light, and balance to the family. Facebook user, in the name of Jehovah, love and light to all faithers. I want to say that is my friends from the UK, Jerry Kearns. Top of the day, family. Fading to the background, just me. Whistle while you work. All right, y'all. So this I had to tell y'all that. What we at? 7 o'clock. Okay, let me go back and finish this parrot story. Woo. Page 478, verse 591. From his perch on the garden fence, the parrot saw the king approach. The parrot did what parrots do. He parroted the sort of words that he had been raised on. That's why I gave y'all this story. This parrot parroting the words that he had been raised on. If there was truly some woman trapped in a basement screaming, somebody please help me, this parrot could very well have been a witness to all of this. But cops may have not be trained on parrots or whatever. They may have just thought, oh, what kind of TV show you put this parrot in front of, right? But the way this parrot screamed these certain things, unless this guy loved horror movies or movies like Jeffrey Dahmer or something, of men kidnapping, trafficking women, like, do you sit and you watch stuff like this? Do you and your parents sit and watch stuff like this, right? This parrot got this down. Like, it's not funny. That's actually scary. So now I'm gonna be on the lookout when I hear parrots. Donnie, you saw that? Look, you saw that on the news? Jesse, shalom. That's what you was thinking? Right. But I don't know. I pray that the parrot just only got that from a TV show. But oh my gosh, somebody need to go back and check. I don't know how. Well, it's definitely been some years now. Oh my gosh. Me and my parrot. Look, it wasn't a parrot. She looked like a parrot, but she was a cockatiel. Call her Faye. When she would get loose in the house, you should see everybody running through the house. Oh my God, the bird gonna poop on your head. The kids grabbing pillowcases, putting it on their head, trying to catch the bird. I'm like, if y'all don't stop the crap, get my bird and put her back in the cage. Her name was Faith. She flew the coop. She said, I'm getting out of this house. Y'all are the cuckoos. I miss that bird. 591, verse 591, page 478. From his perch on the garden fence, the parrot saw the king approach. The parrot did what parrots do. He parroted the sort of words that he had been raised on. A lot of people as well. Matter of fact, if you get people that come to talk to you about spiritual things or religious things, if they're still deep in the depths the throes of religion, whether it's Christianity, um, Hebrew roots, where they're still misaligned in their understanding, they sound like parrots, right? They literally parrots what they've heard, and you can tell it. None of them are original, right? They just put their personality on it, but you can tell they're parroting the words that they were raised on. The parrot did what parrots do. He parroted the sort of words that he had been raised on. He sang, "An honored guest, welcome to our table. Have a warm bath and a glass of our best wine." The king, hearing the warm words of welcome, knocked upon the door of the holy woman. Lo, she greeted him and treated him like a king, though she knew not that he was the king of the land. After his warm bath and delicious meal of roasted vegetables with a mug of mead, the king revealed his identity to the woman. Then he described his experience with the first parrot and its foul words, and compared that to his warm welcome by her sweet parrot. The king said, "Thus the old adage is proved true. The upbringing of a beast or man is at least as important as the bloodline." I'm going to repeat that. This has definitely been proven time and time again. The king said, "Thus the old adage is proved true. The upbringing of a beast or man is at least as important as the bloodline." So no matter if you come from a bloodline of kings and queens, right? It depends on what environment you take that particular specimen and put it in, and it will determine how it grows and progresses and develops, right? We can take a kingly person and put him in a bloodline of vagabonds, and you know what he'll grow up to be? A king and vagabond. That king will become a vagabond. That royal bloodline will become a vagabond and a menace to society, probably. And the opposite is true. Take somebody from the worst circumstances in life, the at-risk children. Put them in an environment that's loving and caring, with people who motivate and always speak positive into their life, and watch and see how when they grow up, they look nothing like where they came from and what the statistics said that they would be. The king said, "Thus the old adage is proved true. The upbringing of a beast or man is at least as important as the bloodline." The holy woman lent the king her horse so that he could return to his palace. A week later, a messenger arrived at the home of the holy woman. He gave the woman a string of 7 horses, one being the horse she had lent to the king. Each horse carried a pouch filled with gold. The messenger said, "The horses and the gold are a gift from the king, a token of his appreciation." He also sends the following message: "A parrot singing compassionate words is an ambassador of the one parroted." I like that. So this parrot, with as beautiful as it is, I'm sorry. Let me read that again. A parrot singing compassionate words is an ambassador of the one being parroted, right? So you got a beautiful bird, you have a beautiful owner, right? She's the ambassador. The parrot is parroting its ambassador, right? Children is the same way. Children is the same way. Your business is the same way. Your employees, wherever there's somebody that can parrot you, if we look at them, we looking at you. Don't you go out here in these streets acting like you ain't got no goddamn sense, right? Who that boy, mom and daddy? Yahshua ended his story to the teens beneath the tree by saying, "As with parrots, so..." I didn't even read ahead. "As with parrots, so with children." I like that. Yahshua ended his story to the teens beneath the tree by saying, "As with parrots, so with children. Wherefore we pray that children with unpleasant parents will do what is possible, but not easy, which is to cleanse their minds with spiritual water, that they may be purified from the parenting of their unpleasant parents. One more time. Wherefore, go back. Yahshua ended his story to the teens beneath the tree, saying, as with parents, so with children. Wherefore, we pray that children with unpleasant parents will do what is possible but not easy, which is to cleanse their minds with spiritual water, that they may be purified from the parenting of their unpleasant parents. Behold, it is much easier for a child of pleasant parents to walk the path of pleasantness when an adult. Wherefore I say to parents, lead your children onto the path of pleasantness by walking that path. We got to stop here. This next story is 7:08. This next story is going to take me past my time. Normally I try to fit it in, but there's no better day to start change than today. We just going to be out of here early. Oh my gosh, just say we only been live for 34. See, that's what be throwing me off. Because I said I'm going to keep this to an hour. And even if I go past my time, I'm looking at the YouTube timer. Nope, you still got 30 minutes, sis. But the real time says you are past your cutoff. And I've been ignoring that. So if I get here a little bit late, it's because I done threw off my time somewhere. And the last couple mornings that I say, y'all, no live video today. But I'm like, I felt some kind of way when I did that. I'm like, nope, I can't do that, Pam. You got to get it together. Because if you start this, you're going to keep doing this. And then everything is going to go off. So even today, I was running behind. I was like, I should just hit the message. No live videos. I was like, nope, stop it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Stop it. I was like, okay, hop on, and you just need to end at the time. If you only get 20 minutes, you only get 20 minutes, but stop it. Control your schedule, right? So we only been here 35 minutes. So people, that's it for today. We gotta go. My 5-minute timer is about to ding. Thank y'all for hanging out, y'all. It is Thursday, July the 13th. 2023, day 75 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1455. There we go. Look, in this last 5 minutes, this 5-minute timer is not to stop reading, because I got like the outro that's like almost 3 minutes. So I got to shut it down in 2. And at 7:15, my outro need to be ending. Like boom, 7:15 on the dot. All right, y'all. The 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1455. We started on page 476 today here in the Holy Gospel found in the Holy Megillah, which we also call the Secret Nazarite Scroll. And we read verses 517 all the way to 610, which is on page 478. All right, so when we come back here tomorrow, we'll pick it up with this next section of parables, the journey to find the great guru, and a few more. Yahshua and the youth, who wanted a trustworthy servant, the man who desired a long life, divine patience, hope and preparation, white wizardry, and group realities. Oh, that's going to be good. We'll probably get to read all of that tomorrow. That's a few pages. So with that being said, I just read ahead a little verse. All right, y'all. With that being said, let me see. Y'all give me some words of adoration for our great creator. I'll read them aloud. Come on. I do it every day. Come on. How great has our creator been to you all? Give me some words of adoration that we can go out on before I put on my outro. Train up a child in the way that they will go. I like that. But that's not it. That was before. Thank you, Creator, that you are magnificent. Will there be another? All praises to the Creator. Couple more. Give me some words of adoration for our great Creator. I'll go ahead and give mine. Father, we thank you for helping us to learn in story fashion. Oh, yeah, I like that, Donnie. Thank you. Thank Creator for correcting our speech. Truth, righteousness, Facebook user, thank you. Anybody else? Oh, I like that. Thank you, Creator, that you are the lover of my soul, the lover of our souls. Anybody else? Anybody else? We got 19 people here. Oh, yes, Jamia, thank you for the ability to inspire. Right? That is amazing. We started our day with that. I let y'all hear some of my morning motivation. Girl, get up and get about it. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, making moves.
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
Been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this material universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Force, shape, reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I'm a fine line, yeah, I'm a mislead of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.